Narnia. So we're going to time warp here.
Yeah, that's never going to be back up. And get rid of that.
Narnia is...
Fly the
here.
Fueling stage that shouldn't exist anymore.
Actually, we're going to wait till it's... Yeah. So we're going to launch ahead of it because it kind of has a relatively low orbit. So, all right. Range is clear. There's everything. Our object is less than 1,000 kilometers away for once. And, yeah, blast off. All right. Oh, there's our thrust to weight ratio. I had the throttle exactly set on 50. So we should be sitting pretty good here. Hopefully. Famous last words. And I did put solar panels on here and extra batteries. And we're crossing 2,000 meters. Drop that throttle down just a scotch here. So we're still at about a 1.5 thrust to weight ratio. (5,000 meters. Drop the throttle a touch. I'm going to break 10,000 feet here, and let's just slightly angle the craft. Oh, so much. It's still kind of bottom heavy. We still want a little bit of a turn to the west here. Is it the surface? Yeah, that shows my horizontal speed and my vertical speed. Let's turn our orbital information off here for a second here. Alright. Get our angle of attack here down to like 80 degrees. $30,000 meters. Apoapse is 60,000. And oops, that is not the... I have been getting the like engine cutoff button and the like full throttle button way too mixed up. Like just doing that for like just like a split second raised my apoapsis to 83,000 meters. But that's fine. More margin of error, I guess, for us to frack up here. So I'm gonna slowly angle this spacecraft. Change my angle of attack here to about 45 degrees. I guess in rocket speak, that's inclination. And
I'm just screwing around and deorbiting things that are junk now that I could just delete, but where's the fun in that, right?
Yeah, we want to see some explosions.
Exactly. All
So
right.
let's bring our vertical speed up here. Or excuse me, our horizontal speed. Our vertical speed is falling because we're getting, of course, closer to our apoapsis. But we want to bring up some vertical speed here.
I'm just having a hard time getting this thing freaking pointed at retrograde because it ran out of RCS fuel.
Angle up just a little bit here so we don't start falling. Vertical speed. I want to try to stop my vertical speed from falling. Now it's negative, although because we passed our apoapsis.
Yeah.
But why isn't... Maybe I do need to angle up a little bit more here, because my vertical speed is still falling. Let's crank our engines up, actually, for once, kids, and actually use the full power of the engine here because we're falling. I don't know why I was being so conservative on the fuel, but alright. We're getting there. Our vertical speed is rising. Our horizontal speed is over 1,000 meters per second, which is good, which is almost 100% of my orbital speed. Come on, kids. Altitude. Okay. You have a positive altitude, a positive climb. I want to see a periapsis, though. Come on. Oh, a positive periapsis. There we go, and brake the engine. All right. So we're below it, actually. We're below the spacecraft. So let's let's put up the rendezvous UI. Yeah, we're speeding away from Narnia right now. There's Narnia. There's us. So we actually want to switch to target. And I want to burn towards the target. Which should basically point me in the exact opposite direction. Because I need to increase that relative speed. It's dropping my periapsis, though, into the atmosphere.
Okay. Let's see here. We are approaching Oblivion for this ship.
Wrong game. That stage is out of fuel. That would be why nothing's being affected.
Things on fire, deorbiting space junk. What an exciting thing to do.
Yeah, I'm like self-deorbiting myself, though, here. Trying to... Here's what I need to do. I just need to play this intelligent here. Orbit. I'm just going to fire orbital retrograde here.
Yeah.
Get myself above its orbit here, for the most part. Get ourselves all squared away. And then we need to warp to the apoapsis. So I can nicely raise my periapsis above everything or close to it or something like that. Although for the most part...
Somehow I turned on these thrust vectors or whatever, and I don't know how to turn them off.
Thrust vector? Oh, that's Alt F12. Or Control F12. It involves F12, I thought. Or F9.
Shift F12.
Shift F12.
Alright, well, the solar panels snapped off.
We don't need solar panels.
Well, especially since this thing's hurtling at the surface of Duna.
Yep.
It's going to explode anyways.
Alright. There we go. Okay, so I am in a happy orbit now. The spacecraft, or Narnia station, is 212 kilometers away and closing, which is good. So we're going to point towards the craft, or we're going to point towards the target here. And,
all right, impact is coming up. Here we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. Really laggy. Boom.
Really?
Didn't even see most of it, honestly. Okay. All right. Gonna let me go back to the Space Center here. Thank you.
Okay, distance is 135 kilometers. And closing. Yeah, I guess I really shouldn't complain. I got like 600 science today.
Yeah.
Getting even closer there. 40. The next pass around. The next run over KSC, it'll put me even closer. Under 50 kilometers.
All right, what else is here that's junk? Is your ship called the Science Engineer?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not junk.
I am currently operating it.
What is this?
Oh, it may be junk, but
it doesn't need removed from
no
orbit.
All right. 47 kilometers in closing. Okay, next pass will be 20,000 kilometers in closing. Actually, I should point myself retrograde to the target's relative velocity, because our relative speed is actually getting really small right now. Oh, actually, hold on. Stop. I'm going to pass it. Glad I noticed that. In fact, actually, right now, I'm going away from it. So let's burn towards the target here. The net difference was only a couple, like 10 meters per second, as opposed to the 4,000 meters per second in my previous iteration here. So why does my engine still look like it's... Oh, that's the SAS, like, going nuts. I hope that's visible.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, electric charge is running out. Quick, crap, deploy the solar panels. That wasn't one of the other reasons why I had to revert. Solar panels, deploy.
Not that you're in the sunlight.
No, but... Here, I'm going to turn SAS off. There we go. Give us some electricity here.
Is that a 909?
Yeah, it's a 909.
Those don't make electricity, do they?
I don't know.
I was going to say, because you could just...
Thrust, specific impulse. Yeah, I could just burn it for a little bit. I'm generating a tiny, tiny amount of electricity right now. So... We're burning even more closer to the craft here. Oh, I turned SAS off. That's why I have no autopilot controls. All right, and there is the Narnia station right there, showing up on screens. Those green little crosshairs. I got to remember not to point with my mouse because I'm on a 3-second delay. Okay, and we are actually just right at the point where it's going to pass again. So I want to burn towards the target here because its vector is going Need to get its thrust vector closer to. Need to get its thrust vector a little bit better lined up here. Actually, let's turn. See how well can we affect it with RCS? Not much. It's still pretty far away. I didn't think we would, but you never know sometimes. Gotta watch my relative speed here. The 909 does generate electricity. Not much.
I didn't think it did. Weird.
All right, now we need. We're getting less than a kilometer from it, and so now I need to burn. I need to burn off a lot of speed here. Nope, point retrograde. I thought we were pointing retrograde. Just need to burn off a lot of speed here as it gets 4 kilometers away now. We do kind of need it to pass us again. So let's see here. Is it?
All right, let's see what else we have to deorbit. I would like to do more things other than just deorbit things this episode, but I kind of want to try and fix the problem, my docking problem, before I try to dock more of those things, unfortunately.
All right. So, okay, good. We got a little bit more control using, oops, that is the wrong RCS button.
Huh, that is on the ground.
All right. Our prograde vector is lined up with the direction of the station. We are 3 kilometers out in closing, 3.5 kilometers out. And going 9.5 meters per second relative to the target. This is the boring part of space travel I don't talk about on NASA TV. But isn't everything on NASA TV boring? Well, yes, but I will sometimes turn on NASA TV at work.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever turned on NASA TV.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think there was like a launch or something that a couple of people wanted to see. Yeah. And it's when when you have the business package of DirecTV, it's one of the free stations you get. And it beats having like 2 news channels on. 3,000 kilometers in closing. Let's get that thrust vector lined up a little bit better here. There we go. Ticking away. Actually, since I have a 3-second delay, I should be a little bit more broad in what I'm shouting. Less than 3 kilometers in closing.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I like it to be seamless.
Okay.
Seamless as all of our other broadcasts. A little bit of course correction there. Need to keep that yellow prograde vector lined up with the target vector, which is the thing in the pink there. Less than 2.5 kilometers. More people have run further than that than me, or than this distance, and they would get there faster. Well, actually, I don't know. How many meters per second can someone run?
That's a really good question. I have no idea.
Someone in the Twitch chat. All right, less than 2 kilometers. I should probably start thinking about slowing myself down. Seeing the fact that we are going 12 meters per second. Or I should say our thrust vectors line up to 12 meters, or add up to 12 meters a second. Do 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 do. All right. Drop my relative velocity below 4 meters per second. You can start seeing a little bit of the station there. And my battery is full. Oh crap, I'm almost out of monopropellant. All right, I'm sick of this. Control F12?
Alt
F12. No, that turned on my aerodynamic forces.
Control F12 turns on aerodynamic forces.
Oh. Well, I hit Alt F12 again and it worked. Sheets. Infinite RCS. Since we're cheating, might as well do infinite fuel, even though it's not going to matter.